All right, so this is looking at the lungs here. And so here we're seeing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we have one in the middle. So this is the right superior lung lobe, the middle right lung lobe, and this is the right inferior lung lobe. So this is the left superior, left middle, left inferior lung lobe. And then this one is the mediastinal lobe, so of the lung. The blue stuff that we see here are the pulmonary arteries. This here separates the thoracic cavity from the abdominal pelvic, so that is the diaphragm. And then what we see here on the other side of the diaphragm, right there, that membrane, that is the falciform ligament. So right, the diaphragm will go back for me. Here's the falciform ligament. So we see this large organ right here. This large organ is the liver. And so around on one side of the liver, if I pull that out there, you're seeing right there is the gallbladder. So if we follow the gallbladder is going to come down through here, and then right there we find the common bile duct right there. So going back to the gallbladder here, there's the gallbladder. So this is the right medial lobe of the liver, and we know that because of it goes around the gallbladder here. Now the falciform ligament, once again, separates the right medial lobe of the liver from the left medial lobe of the liver. And then here is the left lateral lobe of the liver. Now if we follow the liver down here, we're seeing two more lobes, one right there and one right there. This is still the right medial lobe, so this small one right here is the right lateral lobe, and then the one that I have my other finger on right here is called the caudate lobe. So those are the lobes of the liver there. All right, let's move over to the stomach. So this is the stomach here. All this is the stomach. Essentially, if we take the beginning part of the stomach, just right here is the cardiac region. Where the stomach goes up, that region right there where the stomach is going up into the diaphragm, that is the fundic region of the stomach. The majority of the stomach here is the is the body of the stomach, so that's the body of the stomach. After this turn right here, you see it right there, that is the pyloric region of the stomach. And so at the end of the pyloric is this little indentation right there, and that's where the pyloric sphincter would be. This is the greater curvature of the stomach. This is the lesser curvature of the stomach. What we're seeing on the stomach as well is this fatty membrane right here, and this is the lesser omentum. It's around the lesser curvature. And then coming off the greater curvature of the stomach, we see this larger fatty membrane, and this is called the greater omentum. So that is the greater omentum. Associated with the greater omentum, we're seeing this organ right there, and that is the spleen. So that is the spleen. Following off of the stomach here, we come into the small intestine, and all of this is, most of this is small intestine here. So this beginning part of the small intestine is the duodenum. So that is the duodenum right there. And we're seeing another organ right next to the duodenum, right there. So we're seeing that organ right there, and that is the pancreas. So that is the pancreas. So if I put it somewhere in the middle here, I want jejunum. So that's the middle portion of the small intestine is jejunum. So that's the middle. There is a membrane that we see in this area, and that is called the mesentery. So that is the mesentery. And so when we get to the end of the small intestine, which is right here, that is the end of the small intestine, this is the beginning of the large intestine. And so here, the end of the small intestine right there is called the ileum. So that is the ileum. And we see it's going into the large intestine now. So this is a large intestine. If it's laid out like so, we're seeing that this right here, we're seeing this little piece right there, just kind of sticking off by itself. That is the cecum. There's actually a lymph node right next to the cecum right there. This is the ascending colon here. This is the transverse colon here. And then this goes down right here, and that is the descending colon.